What's good, everybody? Happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning in to the third episode of The Pull Up. I am Tony Ramsey, giving you a quick recap of last night's NBA slate of games. There were 9 games on the schedule, had some pretty good action, especially in that last game between the Warriors and the Jazz. Then I'll also be giving you a quick rundown of my predictions for tonight's slate of NBA games. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Last night we had the Knicks dropping a road game to the Brooklyn Nets, 105-107. A couple players had 29 points in that game. Karis LeVert had a pretty good game there. And also, Jared Allen, watch out for this year, had 11 rebounds in that game. You also had the Cleveland Cavaliers losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road. Big game for Jimmy Butler with 33 points. Kevin Love with 19 rebounds in a losing effort. Then we had OKC visiting the Clippers. Clippers taking that one on the road. Looks like 108-92. A little bit surprising that OKC would drop that game by 16 points with Paul George still in tow. No Russell Westbrook for that game, but he should be available coming up pretty soon. Atlanta losing a big one here to Memphis, 117-131. Memphis putting up 131 points is a little bit surprising there, even against that terrible Atlanta defense. Big game for Garrett Temple with 30 points. Indiana losing a road game to the Bucks. Giannis with 26 and 15 in the effort. Not surprised by that one. Indiana is a very good team, but Milwaukee seems like they're going to be a team on the rise this year, especially at home. Sacramento Kings losing one to the Pelicans, 149-129. Mirotic with his second straight 30-point game start the season, 36 in this one. Not surprised there. Julius Randle with 14 off the bench. Sacramento still seems like a team that does not have an identity with all their young players. Do have a lot of young talent that can go out and shop around to bring someone in to help that squad out. Not sure how much it is going to help with that roster and that franchise, but they do have some pieces that they can either build around or move. Charlotte over Orlando on the road, 120-88. Kemba Walker with 26. After he dropped 41 in the season opener, looks like he is on a tear to try to make it to the All-Star team this season. Not quite sure how Charlotte's going to look going into as the season goes along. Not very sold on them. I think they're going to be out the playoffs. Then you have Boston losing to Toronto on the road, 113-101. Kawhi Leonard with 31 points there. A little bit surprised by this score. Didn't think Toronto would be gelling this early on. Could be that they've played 2 straight home games, which might be helping them out a little bit in that Eastern Conference. And the Celtics looked like they were a little bit gassed there. Couldn't really catch a rhythm. Kyrie did put up 21 points in that effort. And in the final game of the night, we had the Golden State Warriors coming from behind, beating the Utah Jazz 124-123. Kevin Durant put up 38 points there. Joe Ingles did drop 27 points in that loss. He's a guy that you really don't expect is going to go out there and put up a big game. Might be one of the best shooters in the NBA on the low. And the 27 points, you look at the scoreboard like, wow, he had 27 points. How'd that happen? But then if you watch the replay, he's all over the place. He's making big shots. And if he gets an open look, it's counted. It's butter. So get into a little bit deeper into that game as well. Steph Curry also contributed about 31 points in that game. Donovan Mitchell had a little bit of a struggle, shot 7-23 from the field. One thing to watch out for the Jazz this year is that Donovan Mitchell is going to struggle. He's taking way too many shots, too many difficult shots when they do have a pretty good supporting cast there. Someone's going to have to step up and take some of that scoring load off of Donovan Mitchell's hands. Joe Ingles can contribute, like as I mentioned before, but I don't know if he's going to be able to carry and reproduce this type of effort on a night-to-night basis. They need one of their bigs, Gobert, Derek Favors, to step in there and get some more help off that bench. With they have some scorers there. They have Alec Burks, who can get buckets in a hurry. Jameson Crowder can knock down some shots. So they have a good core, and if they would have had a little bit more help, they could have pulled this game out against Golden State and made a pretty big statement early in the season. All right, so with that being said, let's take a look at tonight's slate of NBA games and let you know who I think will be winners here. First game of the night, well, one of the early games we're going to have tonight is going to be the Nets at the Pacers. I think the Pacers are going to win this one to put them at a 2-1 record. They are going to be playing at home, while Brooklyn does have their 1-1 right now so far. They do have a little bit of a logjam on the wing. They have way too many wing players. They got Joe Harris. On the bench, you got Alan Crabb. You have D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie. The list keeps going on and on. Karis LeVert, who we mentioned earlier. With all of these wing players, something has to give. But even with all those wing players, I think Indiana at home takes this one. I'd say they're favored by 8.5 points. I'd say they're going to maybe win by a little bit more than that. We got the Spurs playing the Trailblazers. In Portland, I'm going to give this one to Portland. They're going to open up the season 2-0. Both games are going to be at home. While I do like the Spurs in a sense that they do have that system that has been consistent for so long, I think they are still going to struggle without a bona fide point guard, especially against this backcourt that Portland can throw at you with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. In one of the late games here, we got the Rockets and the Lakers in LA. I think the Lakers will take this one to even the record at 1-1. It's going to be a big home opener for LeBron, so I expect him to overperform as he usually does on the big stage. The Rockets are going to be 0-2 if they lose this game start the season. I wouldn't be too surprised by that. They did lose some of their identity from losing two of their wing defenders, so they're going to give up a ton of points this year. They can score a lot of points. Not sure if they can score enough to be able to beat the Lakers in their home opener here. The Raptors at the Wizards tonight, playing in Washington. I'm going to give this one to the Wizards at home. While I said the Raptors are an impressive 2-0 to start the season, both of those games were at home. I still think they need more time to come together, and the Wizards do play pretty well at home. Not sure if Dwight Howard will be available for this game, but I still think that Bradley Beal and John Wall can carry them to a W here. 7:30 game Eastern time, we got Boston at New York. I'm giving this one to the Celtics. I think they rebound pretty well from last night's loss to take this one in New York. It's a Knicks team that does struggle with, they're going to have their struggles being such a young team without Porzingis, so I'm going to give this one to the Celtics. Another 7:30 game here, we got Orlando Magic at the Sixers. I think the Sixers are going to take this one at home against the Magic. The Magic did drop a game last night. I think they're going to continue to that little streak, and they're going to lose another one in a row here to Philadelphia. Joel Embiid looks like he is on a mission as well this year, so I'm giving this one to Ben Simmons, Embiid, and company there to take that one. 8 o'clock game here, we got the Hornets at the Heat. Giving this one to Miami. Miami's one of those teams that scrappy, always finds a way to win. Goran Dragic did put up a pretty big stat line in their previous couple games, so I think they keep that going, especially being here in Miami. They're going to play a little bit of stifling defense, and I think Charlotte does not have enough scoring outside of Kemba to be able to pull this one out. 8 o'clock game here, the Pistons at the Bulls in Chicago. Giving this one to Detroit. I think Detroit has a pretty good chance of making the playoffs in that 8th seed with Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson. He's okay, but still not quite so on his potential there as a point guard long term. But I do think they have enough to beat Chicago at home. Even though Chicago is a fun team to watch this season, they'll be able to score a lot of points. Timberwolves at the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks will even the record up at 1-1 here and beat Minnesota. In Dallas, Jimmy Butler is playing like a man possessed because he wants to be moved. He wants to prove that he is a valuable player in this league, and I think he keeps that going in this game against Dallas. But I think Dallas will be able to rebound here, even the record at 1-1, playing at home. And another late game here, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. We got the Suns visiting the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are going to take this one. Phoenix, another team that is young, have a lot of talent. They did win their first game behind a big game from Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, but they were playing against the Mavericks, where you could see some rookie jitters coming on from Luka Doncic in that game. But I think the Nuggets have a team that has been together for a lot longer. They do. And I think they will swarm Phoenix here in Denver with that high altitude. Also put up a ton of points and outscore Phoenix. That will do it for today's edition of the Pull Up. Please tune in tomorrow. We'll go ahead and recap last night's game, see how we did with these picks. And if you guys have any comments or suggestions for the show, how it can improve, things that you like, didn't like, please drop a comment down below. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel going forward. Hit the notification links whenever I drop a new video. You'll be able to tune in right away and let me know what you think. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Saturday. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.